This is Weather or Not.
And welcome into this Friday edition of Weather or Not, counting down to the weekend. A busy week coming to a close and heading into another busy, very Halloween-themed weekend.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Fridays are going to be the big popular show here. A lot of feel-good stories also, too. A lot of events that we get to cover each and every single weekend.
And it's Casual Friday.
Right.
Which is always a good thing. Jackets off, wearing the jeans today. Let's start the weekend.
Oh, let's do it. Should we start with some of the things that people need to know?
Yeah, absolutely. It is Friday. Let's start off with your first alert and the game of the week forecast here. Loras Lions and Marlboro Bulldogs. Not as cool as it was for last Friday's games, but still a beautiful evening.
Yeah, and especially when you talk about temperatures actually have been a little bit more on the milder side. This is still going to feel refreshing. Loras and Marlboro County, obviously two teams that are looking for some big wins there, and beautiful weather for any of those Friday night plans. We won't be at the game of the week because you'll find Jamie, myself, and others from WNBF News at the Pelicans Trick or Treat event. I love this event every single year.
This is always really, really fun. If you don't know about it, the Pelicans ballpark, they open up the field for the kids to do trick-or-treating. Local businesses from all over the community kind of set up all around the field, and the kids just absolutely love it. They're running across the field. They're getting candy. A lot of times they're coming back for a second round of candy or a third round of candy, but it's weather-wise, it is going to be beautiful out there tonight.
Yeah, the parent tax is going to be in full effect when we pick up some candy for Brooks, that's for sure. Let's go ahead and show you that weekend planner, and you'll notice it's not just the Pelicans a game of the week, but as we look at it, there's a lot happening even tomorrow. How about the Myrtle Beach Jeep Jam? Surfside Beach Golf Cart Parade. Golf cart parades here, very popular in this area, Jamie.
Yeah, our best mode of transportation, getting across the street and down to the beach, and certainly fun and easy to decorate. So looking forward to that. As we mentioned yesterday, we've got the Surfside Beach Meatball Challenge, and for you foodies out there, you can start there, go to the I Love Seafood Fest, and then wrap things up tomorrow evening with the Halloween Pub Crawl. And it's a warm one tomorrow, I'm not going to lie. A cold beer on a Saturday going to sound pretty good tomorrow with temperatures into the low 80s.
Yeah, low 80s there for the afternoon. So if you're heading out to the Meatball Challenge Golf Cart Parade, just be aware of that. Cooler weather going to come in. Let's go ahead and talk about the events on Sunday. High is going to be in the upper 60s. The chance of a sprinkle or two obviously can't be ruled out, but you'll notice Myrtle Beach Jeep Jam again, the Jerk Fest, which is amazing food if you've never been. We've talked about the Dunes Classic yesterday. How about this fun event? Boxers and Brews.
Okay, tell me about this. Is this dogs or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is dog boxers and Brews at Crooked Hammock. The other would be at a later time, I'm sure. That one's going to be in the afternoon. And then, of course, the kids, Thompson Farms, pumpkin patches. It's that time of year, 'tis the season, but certainly some fun events happening on Sunday.
Yeah, let's talk about Sunday, that risk of showers. There's a look at future radar. And it's not very impressive. Maybe a couple of showers, maybe a couple of sprinkles. I started saying this yesterday. I think even future radar may be overdoing it a little bit. I think it's going to be too dry, really, for many of us to get measurable rainfall. Maybe a couple of random drops.
Yeah, and I think if you get drops, probably to the northwest, so where that cold front's a little bit better. Just so much dry air aloft behind the front. That's going to be hard to pull off. Of course, that puts us now, once again, counting today, the 9th driest spell here in our area for Myrtle Beach. Of course, 7 and 8 technically tied at 29 days. We will tie that tomorrow and become the 7th. And then you'll notice we're not that far off from some of those higher numbers as we go potentially into next week.
So we came up with the idea yesterday, let's take bets. How long are we gonna go with this rain-free stretch? I'm coming in with 36 days, which would put us at the second longest dry spell on record.
Oh, I like it. I am going to take yours and up it by 3 days. I really like it, and I think if we're going to get it, I'll even double down and say I think it's from a tropical system, maybe somewhere remnants of it or somewhere that passes in the Atlantic. I'll double down and feel a little bit more confident about that.
You really like these bold forecasts.
Right?
Yeah, remember how that last one worked out when you said it was going to snow last winter?
We'll miss it completely. Don't worry.
All right, and we can't forget about Jenna. What? Jenna going with 42 days.
You know what's crazy? She was like, do I go longer or do I go on Sunday? And she thought hard about Sunday.
Yeah.
But with the dry air, she said, I'm going to go longer, 42 days.
Man.
And there's some models that keep us dry for quite a bit of time. So we will see.
I can see all of these easily verifying.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think we definitely go a month.
And it could be one of those days where in Myrtle Beach, we just get the isolated shower to break the record, but most of us stay dry too. It'll be fun.
For sure. And we mentioned this yesterday, that new drought monitor coming out. And this is just the beginning. I think we're going to see this continuing to expand, but it's a little different than the drought we had back over the summer. That was a more significant drought because, one, it was a bit longer. It rained in between, but it was in the summer, things evaporate a lot quicker. Your trees are also soaking up a lot more moisture. That was significant for agricultural reasons. The rivers got a whole lot lower. It's a little bit different this time. You know, everything's kind of slowing down. Farming season's a little bit over. Trees are done growing. Our river levels are actually just fine. But I think what may be an issue with this dry spell may be more like wildfires and brush fires, especially if we continue to stay dry. And we're getting into that time of the year where it gets windy, it gets really dry. So more of just a dry brush fire kind of an issue.
And think of how many leaves are already falling down on the ground, adding to the brush around the area. I think if we don't get any significant rain, which I think even with our bets we'll probably agree on, going to be hard to see a significant system come here, and I would say probably in the next 2 weeks. So looks like we're going to be dry here as we go into that forecast for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Let's take you coast to coast now, and look at this. Not just us. Look at all of the drought across the entire country right now. In comparison, we're actually doing pretty good. Plenty of areas of severe and even extreme drought across the middle part of the country. It's just been a really dry back half of summer and the start of fall. The real exception is areas that were impacted by Helene and Milton. Obviously, Florida's good on rain. The Western Carolinas are good on rain. Everywhere else, most of the country experiencing at least some form of drought.
Yeah, we've certainly been dealing with high pressure across our region and high pressure across the country for that matter. With that being said, let's start to take you in for your forecast on your Saturday. And guess what? More high pressure. It's warm. It's also quiet across portions of New Mexico and Texas. Temperature-wise, we're going to be holding on to those highs. Yeah, they're going to reach once again into the 90s down in San Antonio and Houston. Meanwhile, 100 degrees in Tucson and Phoenix tomorrow.
And let's take you into the Pacific Northwest. They're getting into their rainy season. You can see Seattle to Portland down to Eugene and Medford, Oregon, dealing with some low-level rain, some high-elevation snow up there in the Cascades. Otherwise, it's quiet, especially all the way through the Rockies, and kind of mild. Temperatures in the 60s and 70s, the exception up there in Seattle, which you would expect. Cool and rainy there in Seattle into the 50s, and there's more triple-digit heat showing up in Phoenix, topping out at 100 for tomorrow.
Yeah, let's take it to the Midwest. You'll notice once again that cold front that moved through brought a little bit of rain across portions will slide to the south, and that's going to leave clear skies across Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, Michigan, Wisconsin. Temperature-wise, going to be perfect. I would call this the region to be in if you're looking for fall weather tomorrow. 50s and 60s, 62 in Indianapolis with 57 in Minneapolis.
I think 50s and 60s for daytime highs in the fall is absolute perfection.
Yeah.
Let's take you up into the Northeast and New England. A little bit of cloud cover, maybe a stray shower working its way through Syracuse, Binghamton over towards Albany, Saratoga Springs, and Schenectady. May pick up one or two of those isolated, brief passing showers. Otherwise, it remains pretty quiet, but also a little bit cooler up there across the Northeast and New England. Temperatures into the 50s and even some 40s once you get up there into the mountains closer to the Canadian border. But overall, looking pretty good. And some of that cooler air that kind of snuck in here today quickly gets replaced as we head into tomorrow here across the deep south. But you can see, starting to see a little bit of shower activity there across the Western Carolinas heading into tomorrow evening.
Yeah, and you'll notice temperature-wise, we're going to be comfortable even with the cold front to our northwest. Still not a bad one. The humidity will be a little bit higher as you go to our southwest, but for us, thankfully, just one day in the 80s, 82 degrees in Myrtle Beach. How about some spots, though, as you go down to like Mobile, Alabama? 88, 90 in Baton Rouge. Whew. Yeah, that's getting you ready for the trick-or-treat next week.
Yeah, those pumpkins are sweating, no doubt about it. Let's jump into my favorite segment, and that is yesterday's National Extremes. So we've got Rio Grande Village, Texas, day number 3 in a row now of the hot spot in the nation at 101, but we got a new one. La Pine, Oregon, down to 8 degrees, and I know you've done your research.
Yeah, it's a small frontier town that's nestled in the foothills of the Cascade Mountains.
Okay.
Get this, founded in 2006. only 2,600 people
It
live
was
there.
founded in 2006?
Founded in 2006. As far as it was the city incorporated in Oregon, of course, French traders visited it in the 1800s. So very small, new, and what that tells me, very rural city as well.
Sounds like my kind of place.
Yeah, I know,
Cold
right?
and isolated.
Probably beautiful
Count
view
me
up
in.
there,
Yeah,
too.
count me in. All right, so check this out. We are coming into the big Halloween weekend. Obviously, a lot of Halloween actions going on this weekend, but let's talk about Halloween itself. Coming up for next week across the Carolinas, that trick-or-treat forecast is looking mild after a little bit of a cool down. Sunday into Monday, we are right back into the very warm weather for Halloween itself.
This graphic, fantastic. First time I've seen this one. How about this? 70s across the region. And yeah, going to be beautiful as we give you the first alert to the trick-or-treat forecast. I would even tell you if you're here locally and you're thinking about trick-or-treating, yeah, you really can't find a better forecast. We're talking temperatures going to be once again sitting into those 60s as we head into the forecast, and not a bad one by any means.
Yeah, it is definitely looking nice here as we work our way into Halloween. No need for those jackets to cover up those costumes there with those mild temperatures and a dry forecast, despite that thundery and lightning kind of a background.
I like it.
None of that in the forecast.
Yeah, for sure. Let's go ahead, though, and talk about what people are probably looking forward to after maybe last episode, shall we? And that's Jenna's fun segment.
Jenna's fun segment. Yeah, let's talk about this. Jenna doing her countdown of the spookiest Halloween weather, and this time something some of you may have seen ahead of some really nasty storms. We're talking about green skies. Jenna, take it away.
Well, have you ever looked up during severe weather and had an uneasy, eerie, even spooky feeling because the sky is looking green? Well, that's all thanks to the large amount of rain and hail that's in that cloud. Updraft is really in play. It's causing that severe storm to kind of gain that strength. Now the light is getting scattered due to the amount of hail that is in the cloud and the amount of ice crystals that are in the cloud. Now that is getting scattered, and that's where you can kind of see that red sunlight. It actually radiates as green frequencies, kind of making the sky look a little green. Now this doesn't always mean a tornado is forming, but likely severe weather is on your way. For whether or not, I'm meteorologist Jenna Greenhill.
All right, Jenna, appreciate that. Spooky green skies. We also talked about fog yesterday. If you missed that, you could find that on the Weather or Not homepage landing page, which that looks beautiful too.
It absolutely does. Make sure you check it out if you want to see some of the earlier episodes of Weather or Not. And now it is Friday, which means it is Friday Happy Hour.
Yeah, cheers, friends. We can't wait to talk about this subject. Let's go ahead and talk about our Friday Happy Hour. And earlier this morning, how about CCMF announcing the first headliner for 2025, Jelly Roll? Jamie, how much do you know about Jelly Roll?
Well, I wouldn't want to run into him in a dark alley.
Oh, so obviously up and coming. He's really had some success. He is known for, once again, his best song, Beautifully Broken. That's the album that just came out, and Need a Favor. This was the first one. Here's the thing. People have been asking for Jelly Roll for about 4 years now.
Have they?
They have.
Okay.
He started to get popular about 4 years ago. He was actually in a prison and then turned his whole life around. His story is fantastic.
Is that where he got the tattoos?
Well, I mean, sky blue, you know.
Right, yeah.
Let's go to more concerts, though, and the CCMF will continue to announce those headliners. I'm pumped about this one. This is tomorrow night, concert for the Carolina. All Carolina artists coming to Charlotte, and all the proceeds go to help out with Helene.
Which is fantastic. That country music community certainly knows how to come together. They did it for the wildfires up in Gatlinburg. And Dollywood a couple of years ago, now doing it there for the Western Carolinas. Luke Combs, Eric Church, one of your favorites, Billy Strings, James Taylor, all coming together again. That's going to be tomorrow night in Charlotte, and the weather for that also looking beautiful as well.
Yeah, the best part about it too, you don't need a ticket now. You can actually watch it for free and then make a donation. I am booked tomorrow from 5 to probably midnight. Don't text me. I'll be watching this.
Be watching that.
Sure.
Sounds good.
Also, it's spooky season. Let's check this out. How about a Grand Strand couple going above and beyond? Eric and Christian were outside decorating their front yard. This is up in Longs. Zombies, witches, phantoms, and more. The inside of their home, though, get this, stays decorated year-round. They are the biggest Halloween enthusiasts, and they hope to make everyone enjoy spooky season as much as they do.
I love Halloween people.
Okay.
Halloween people like that are so hardcore about it. I love it. I love Halloween.
Yeah.
But on November 1st, I'm done. It's Christmas.
Well, I was going to say,
Not leaving my pumpkins and skeletons up in the house all year long.
November 1st, as soon as I wake up, Mariah starts to play.
It's
and we are full on, because let's be real, Christmas season, it's the entire lead up.
Yeah.
You get past Christmas Day, now you kind of know how that's going to work. Let's take you to our next story here. Let's talk about some of the Halloween costumes that's trending this year. That's something that many people are talking about. What are we going to be? How can we do it? Yeah, the top costume searches come again. Yeah, a lot of them are popular. We're talking Beetlejuice.
Yep.
That's a very popular
Not a
one right now.
surprise.
Also, how about Lady Deadpool? That's another popular one.
Okay.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot of superheroes and movies.
in movies.
And I don't know, other than Beetlejuice, what movie it could be.
One that I've seen a lot of, the Terrifier. That clown, the black and
the
white,
scary
really
one.
spooky,
I wouldn't know what
creepy
it looks
clown,
like.
because you're a scaredy cat.
Well,
you won't watch the movie.
we'll talk about that. Also, of course, Pop Star is a big one, and then Sabrina Carpenter. But Jamie also getting in on the trend here too. We talked about Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
Talk about this.
Beetlejuice, yesterday, Grand Strand today, our annual Halloween show, where we do costume changes and figure out everything that's going on for Halloween here. One of our local Imaginations, one of the best Halloween shops. And so Beetlejuice. Santa's helper. Why is everybody laughing?
Look at those
I can hear
leggings.
everybody in the back
Look
laugh.
at those leggings.
It's a good thing that jacket was that long. And is this, the clowns.
First off, what is this? You posted it, and I was like,
Yeah.
it looks like Brooks did
so,
the artwork.
So these are the clowns, and they actually custom make a lot of their clown costumes there because clowns are so popular. There's a brand that the people at Imaginations do called Murder Beach Productions. And they're like the creepiest.
Murder Beach
Productions.
I don't
Yeah,
like
they're
that
some of the
title.
creepiest, grossest costumes. Obviously, I just had on the clown jumper.
Gotcha. So
but
you would technically have a face on.
there would be a face
with that.
and a lot of blood and a lot of other things. So,
I was confused because I just saw the get up and I didn't see the face. That makes sense.
Yeah.
I still love Santa's helper so much. Christmas, can we get that back from Imaginations?
Yeah.
that you
Oh,
dress
absolutely.
as it?
I think we'll do it.
We'll
for
do
the
two
Christmas
elves?
show. Yeah, two elves, two little Santa's helpers, sitting here working on some snow.
Oh, that was our Friday happy hour. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let's take you to another segment we do enjoy here. It's our See It, Snap It, Send It. How about this beautiful shot from Mark Moore? Yeah, Mark doing it again. Some of those clouds, sun rays underneath. Yeah, beautiful way to start those days, and we've lucked out really over the past couple of days. Great for the people of the Myrtle Beach Jeep Jam, cruising on the beach. Sunrise coming up. Doesn't get better right now. Sunrise close to 7:25 in the morning.
Yeah, looking beautiful. Let's go on to our next one here, and looking fantastic as well with those high clouds. Kathy Eden pushing
like it.
this one. Yeah, look at that, just absolutely beautiful. That sunset illuminating some of those high clouds out there along the waterway.
Some of my favorite photos, especially in the summer, if you can get one like that with a big towering
A distant little
thunderstorm.
thunderstorm or shower off in the distance.
Looks fantastic. Of
Yeah.
course, we haven't seen any clouds like that, I feel like, in a long time. Let's take it to Tina. Tina's sending us this photo. A little bit different, too. I like it. This is from Tina Vucci. How about a beautiful, kind of calm day, but also a little gloomy out there? This could be what a lot of Sunday looks like, depending on that cold front.
And I'm okay with that.
Me too.
A nice, cool, kind of cloudy, kind of breezy Sunday. I'm down with it.
Kind of sounds like a good chilly day, if you ask me.
does.
Just saying.
Just do it.
Of course.
All right, we want to see your pictures as well. Your pictures, your videos, whatever. Make sure you go to the WNBF First Alert weather app. You can scroll all the way down to the bottom, and there you will see it, snap it, send those pictures in to us. Or you can also just scan that QR code right there, and it'll take you directly there. We'll get your information and hopefully showcase you here on Whether or Not.
Yeah, and I think this weekend forecast, a little bit of a different wardrobe. Cool and comfortable tomorrow, obviously to stay cool from
shorts.
the 80s.
Yeah, shorts on Saturday, maybe a sweatshirt on Sunday
I
if
can't
it stays cloudy enough.
Yeah, upper 60s out there, and hopefully some of you pick up on rain. If not, we're going to be waiting a little bit.
Yeah, we will. We'll see who wins that bet. And coming up next week, we've got a big Halloween show that's planned and whatever else is going on.
I can't
in the
wait for
world
that
of
elf
weather.
outfit. That's all I'm thinking about right now.
Wow, thanks. Thanks. All right, thanks for stopping in here for this latest Friday episode of Whether or Not. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next week.